challenges that I face are trying to cut through the whirlwind of day-to-day responsibilities.
So we've got to change our ways to think about how we can train the younger generation.
It's such a dynamic environment, healthcare these days, that you can plan for next week and the plan will change tomorrow.
I think engagement is one of the biggest issues, particularly with community mental health.
So I wanted to be able to have the tools and understanding to be able to, go into that project and make it successful.
The Kent program really met our needs, and the folks we worked with were really accommodating and really easy to work with.
Absolutely. The program was designed specifically to teach the lean manufacturing and the Six Sigma methodologies.
I think one of the strengths of the program was the variety of tools and techniques that we were exposed to.
We right away started on a real life situation.
We also had the opportunity to kind of share our personal experiences.
I think though, in the long run, it really did enhance my learning because it made me more invested in the process.
The project management class really helped us put together an understanding of how we build a project from start to finish.
The value and the process of actually mapping things out that you were going to do, both from what you're doing now and what you would like to see, and then how to address that gap.
Different ways to look at things, different ways to look at process variability.
It's changed the way that I supervise.
We left the session with actual implementation ideas that we implemented within a week, and some of them have already demonstrated some return on investment.
Definitely had more confidence.
Being able to leave after 5 days and say, we have a project, we have a plan, and we can try to implement some change.
I would say the tool that we found most valuable was definitely the project charter.
I think just learning how to map out a process.
So it really helped me to have a better understanding of, actually being on that project manager team.
And thinking about how to train the clinical staff that I supervise on how to chunk their time so that they're not going from one task to another task to another task.
Maybe help develop the people within our company and taking the skills and the knowledge that we gained from the training to help develop the workforce.
It was very powerful, very visual.
Just kind of take a step back, and there's always different ways to do things, and sometimes it could be something that you hadn't thought of. Definitely thinking outside of the box.
What I enjoyed most was that it was designed for adult learning. It was hands-on.
And just the excitement and kind of the light bulbs that went on was really a good thing to experience.
I would say the thing I enjoyed most was the instructor.
He was very interactive. We spent more time out of our seats writing on walls.
Having an instructor that has been, has that life experience, that hands-on experience, and it wasn't just going by a textbook.
I think the facilitators related to the participating group by knowing that they were in the same shoes as we were in manufacturing. I mean, to change, the hardest thing to do to change is stop doing what you're currently doing.
The value stream map, the actual process of breaking down what we thought was a simple task and realizing it stretched across a fifth of the conference room.
We broke out into smaller groups and it allowed us to actually work on a project timeline.
It wasn't one of those courses where you have to think about, well, how am I going to do this? How am I going to apply this day to day? It's just so evident.
Changing the status quo is going to make everyone's job easier, is going to help patients, is going to help us help more patients, and really being proud of that.
I think the challenge now is to take it out and make change.
Because you were able to apply the knowledge that you had learned right there in the classrooms.
The facilitator was very capable of giving us examples of how lean worked in a service industry when most people think of it with manufacturing.
I would say definitely take it. It's going to really give you some great tools and set you up to be successful.
If I had to describe my experience with one word, I would say engaging.
Enlightening.
Motivating.
Superb.
I would say it was professional.
Just awesome.